Once again, my name is Jamarhl Crawford, resident of Roxbury, lifelong resident of the city of Boston, community activist. We just came from City Hall where I delivered my prepared statement, suggestions on what the mayor's office and the city of Boston could do to help the communities and work with the communities in terms of combating the violence and the crime in the city. Now we're here at Boston Police Headquarters with a message for the Commissioner, Commissioner Ed Davis of the Boston Police Department. These are my suggestions of what the police department itself could do. Police must have an open and public community meeting to discuss the relationship between the BPD and communities of color. In order to move forward, we must first deal with our history. Reluctance to do so makes all claims of collaboration and community policing insincere and deceptive. The subjects that we need to deal with are police brutality, police shootings of people of color in our communities, hiring, firing, promotion, the origins of the Boston Police Department, racial preferences shown within the department, etc. All of this needs to be on the table and it all needs to be discussed so we can move forward and begin to heal and repair the relationship between the community and the police department. This is something that the mayor can do, but the police need to be behind it. We must have a community civilian review board. We know that the co-op was established, a group of professionals. That needs to be reinstated and revamped as well. You need that panel of professionals from criminal justice, professors and whatnot, but there also needs to be a community civilian review board. Both of those people, whether it's community civilian review board or a co-op, need to have subpoena powers, and they need to be able to initiate their own investigations in order for it to have some actual power. My suggestion for policing the neighborhoods: kiosks. It works in New York. Right here, the MBTA uses them as well for their supervisors with the bus schedules and whatnot. A very small kiosk could be the size of 2 payphones, could be the size of a bus shelter. Nothing elaborate, but something to put a kiosk in the neighborhoods. How would we determine where to put the kiosk? We would use the police's own definition of areas that have been designated as hotspots, as well as using the murder map. So if you use the murder map where all the homicides have taken place or shootings, and you begin to pinpoint the areas, you can find central locations where a kiosk could have an impact. Now at those kiosks, officers would have to leave the kiosks and patrol the community to do walks on the beat, engage residents, engage merchants, so on and so forth. Also, the Boston Police Department really must address and meet the demands of MAMLIO, the Massachusetts Association of Minority Law Enforcement Officials. What MAMLIO has set forth is the need for officers of color in positions of power within the department. We know that there's problems in the hiring and the firing and the promotion. I suggest, and the community also believes, that the Boston Police Department and Commissioner Ed Davis should meet with the members of MAMLIO and meet those demands and implement the suggestions that they've given. We have to clean up highly visible areas. Dudley Station is a no man's land of law and order. Anything goes. You have public drunkenness and alcoholism, public drinking. You have open drug market, heroin, crack cocaine. You have prostitution. You have vagrancy. An area like Dudley Station that has 2 banks there, the Elderly Service Center, a variety of nonprofit organizations, a variety of businesses, several churches in the vicinity, a post office, and then you have the police station that's only 100 yards away from where you can buy heroin, cocaine, or a prostitute. These areas have to be cleaned up. Dudley has to be addressed. It wouldn't last for a minute in Cleary Square in Hyde Park, which has all the same elements: a liquor store, police station, banks. Also, other areas that the community has brought to the police department's attention to no avail are areas, little corridors like Blue Hill Avenue, between, let's say, Quincy and down to Dudley Street, where you have an open prostitution market, complaints from merchants, complaints from residents, and still nothing's done. Every night, it's pretty much the same old same. We need to put law enforcement in those areas to restore the community's faith in policing and to provide a safe environment Children on the way to school should not be walking through this or coming home from school, should not have to navigate through landmines on the concrete of used condoms, heroin needles, crack pipes, and broken bottles. We have to clean that area up, once again working with the residents, the merchants, organizations in the area. And not to say that this hasn't been done or is not being done currently, but apparently it's not effective or it needs to be revamped. We must, and this is dealing with the lack of faith that the community has in the police department, we must sincerely investigate any and all cases of abuse, corruption, and wrongdoing. The public confidence has been betrayed by several incidents that have resulted in little or no consequences. Just today, breaking news breaks, video released on Boston.com on YouTube of a vicious beating that took place right down here at Roxbury Community College. A vicious beating of a 16-year-old black young man by at least 6 or 7 police officers. The commissioner has said that they will investigate, but for me, if my memory and my research serves me correct, oftentimes these officers are not disciplined in a manner that the community finds appropriate. So they may be disciplined, but we don't find that the punishment befits the crime or the violation, so to speak. And they most often get off with just a slap on the wrist. We have to do that to restore faith that the community has in the police department, restore the community policing, because right now when people are wondering, well, why the community doesn't cooperate with the police, it's things like this that have eroded the trust over the years. And if we're really serious about community policing and partnership, we have to repair the damage that has been done, and the way to do that is rout the department of all corruption, wrongdoing, abuse, and brutality. Train parents to conduct searches and handle firearms safely. Reinstitute gun amnesty and buyback programs. People have said, oh, it didn't work, we only got old, broken guns, whatever. Something's better than nothing. We need the gun amnesty and the buyback programs. We also need to train parents. The police at one point had initiated the Safe Homes Initiative, where they wanted to go and search people's homes for weapons or drugs or what have you. We need to empower parents through community organizations and at community centers and train them how to conduct a search of their own property. Conduct a search, a really tactical and strategic search, just like police would do, so that they can search their children's bedrooms or search their house for any contraband or weapons. Also, too, teach them how to safely handle firearms, so that if they do find a weapon in their homes and take it from their child, that they don't shoot their foot off in the process. Teach them how to identify different drugs and the effects of drugs. Kids come home high, say, I'm not high, and parents don't know, because some parents may be out the loop and not know what the signs or effects of drugs are, the behavior, might not know what drugs look like, smell like that. Train the parents, we empower the parents, and then they can begin a partnership with the police. Lastly, there's been a lot of discussion of quote-unquote impact players. The police has gone about, most often cases with clergy, to go to these impact players' house and give them a wag of the finger. If you don't change your ways, this is what's coming down the pike for you. That's all well and good. The community, people such as myself who are activists in the community and work with young men and women throughout the community and have for years with no pay, no organization, no 501c3, no budget, no office, no staff, but that what we are asking is that you provide us with the same list that you have of the people that you are concerned about. People who have either already committed crimes and have long rap sheets, or those that you're worried about who may be committing crimes soon, the little brothers of the gangbangers and the violent impact players. If I had that list myself, I could begin to schedule visits with these young men myself, introduce them to a litany of people here in Boston, the wealth of resources that we have from the activist communities, arts and cultures, education, so on and so forth, to begin to give these young gentlemen and women the tools and the resources to change their lives. That first tool and that first resource is information. And when they see what the problem is, they're not going to want to participate in it in their own destruction. This is clearly evidenced. It's happened all throughout the city and the country. We need to implement this type of stuff here. So make the list of the impact players, make it available to certain members of the community with a proven track record of doing the work. Those are my suggestions for the Commissioner, Ed Davis, and the Boston Police Department. Once again, I urge you to take these suggestions seriously, give them all due consideration. You know my face, you know my work, you know the work that I've done. You've seen me at various community meetings requesting the same thing over and over. You have to broaden your scope of those who you're getting advice and suggestions from. There are people such as myself and others who want to be participatory in saving our city. And this is not for you. This is not for the mayor. These are purely selfish intentions because I love my people and I love my community, and I want to see the madness stop, the violence and the crime stop. And I believe I have some suggestions that, if implemented, could have a drastic effect on just that. My name once again is Jamarhl Crawford, Roxbury resident, lifelong Bostonian, and community activist. Thank you for your time, sir. I hope you hear these words and take them in the spirit that they are given. Thank you.